Hey everybody, today I wanted to go through, this is Common Man Cocktails, this is an official episode because it's not on a Monday and it's not on a Saturday. What I wanted to do is go through something different, something that could be an alternative. I know people are looking for alternatives for maybe saving cost on flavors of vodka and rums and stuff. So you can get your rum, your coconut rums, obviously. Now for me, that coconut rum would cost me about $9. The Pinnacle vodka, coconut vodka, I think it's going to be more. I can't remember what I paid for it, but it's got to be 15 plus, I'm guessing. Some areas, that's quite different. It can get expensive. So as an alternative, a user, Chaos Theory Cookies from YouTube, I think Derek, sent me a request to look at the Capella Flavor drops. These little guys here, this is like 13 ml worth of concentrated flavor. He said that Tipsy Bartender had done a review and he wasn't satisfied with it just wasn't in depth enough. Knowing that we usually go in a little more detail with stuff, he wanted me to sit down with some of these drops. So I contacted the folks over at Capella and they sent them over a whole bunch of samples, like just an example. Here's some of the flavors. We've got sweet strawberries and green apples and chocolate glazed donut and cherry cola, peanut butter, bubble gum, graham cracker, chocolate, coconut, almonds, banana. There's a whole different suite of flavors, and their deal is there's no caffeine, there's no sugars and sweetness, no aspartame, so it kind of goes along the lines of becoming a flavor additive that doesn't bring anything else to the table. So with that, the theory was, hey, what are these going to be like in alcohol? They're marketing them as things you can use in alcohol now. So I don't know if it's now or if they always have. So what I wanted to do is really just sit down and test a couple of them and see if I could really find these flavors, or how these flavors were different from a flavored vodka. Because let me see, I've got for $20 you can get 5 of these, 3, 4, 5, so there's a visual representation of what your $20 gets you, and that's going to fill about, it's 8 to 10 drops per ounce of vodka, using vodka as the carrier here. You're going to get about 100 cocktails out of that, so I don't really know if you'll get 100 cocktails out of one of these. I didn't do that test. But the idea is, you get 5 different flavors. You don't need to buy 5 different brands of flavored vodka, which could get quite expensive. You can instead use these per cocktail. So one person might have an espresso flavored vodka in their cocktail, so they make a different cocktail. Another person might have French vanilla. Another person might have the coconut. And it adds more variety for a more cost-effective approach. So a few things I wanted to do. I wanted to just pour some of this coconut vodka, and actually that's incorrect. I'm going to measure this time. That's a ½ ounce. Let's see, is a ½ ounce good? I think a ½ ounce will work. We'll just half our drops. So there's our coconut vodka. Now I'm going to use the Voli Light, which we reviewed on Monday, which is a 30% ABV vodka. So it's really not a vodka, it's a vodka light. Because they're going with the calorie-free, or the least amount of calories. These guys are going for calorie-free, sugar-free. It's not a syrup, it's 450 times more concentrated, they said on their website. I don't really know how that translates to my face, but regardless, I think it would be interesting to know. So what I want to do is I'm going to pour a ½ ounce of this Voli Light, and I'm going to pour that right in here. Now, just to play standards, I'm also going to add some water, which I do. Actually, I use this one. With every tasting I do. So now, just putting it into the coconut. That way it'll be fair. We should get a little extra aroma out of here. Now I'm going to add, there's my coconut. Coconut! So since they recommend 8 to 10, so I'm going to assume 10 because I want to have an awesome flavor. That also gives you the ability to vary it. So if you find coconut rum too coconutty, this gives you the ability to bring that down. So I'm going to say 5, since I'm only using a ½ ounce. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool. That's coconut flavor, no fats, no calories, carbs, or sweeteners. And what I now have is hopefully. Here we have Pinnacle Coconut Rum. Coconut vodka. Very sweet smelling, lots of, we've done that, I think we did a coconut review already. Lots of flavor. Smells like even a little bit of that white coconut milk, or skin or flesh, as meat, as they call it. The Capella with your standard light vodka, a little less on the ABV. Has a little bit more of a, if you can imagine, a vanilla coconut and almost like a hint of white chocolate to it. But in the end, it smells like coconut. So the aroma's working. That's good, because I would be a little scared if, and I haven't done this before, if this didn't come out to have a good smell to it. It is different smell, but I think if you take a bunch of different coconut vodkas, or even a coconut rum like this, which I think has a very fresh, organic smell for the rum, you can kind of get different variants between the brands. So I'm not too worried that they don't have the same exact smell. So let's just start with the baseline. Now my vodka is going to be a little more warm for a couple of reasons. I haven't had really any big alcohols today, and it's at room temperature. So if there's any impurities, you're going to get them. But it's just good. Sweet. Still has a little bit of vodka finish. A little tongue numbing action, but overall pretty crisp, clean. The finish has a little bit of fire and a long coconut play. Let's rinse out. I'm also using some spring water from my SodaStream bottle. Lighter, but then again, so is our vodka. So I'm not getting a huge vodka burn. I'm getting in the Let me try something. I find it's a little bit light as it should be, and the coconut is present, but there's a lot more coconut in the finish than there is just tasting it. Like you're getting a lot more, my coconut dropper go, a lot more coconut after, almost like an afterthought. So I'm going to put it into the Grey Goose. It's my other control. I have a backup plan. I just want to make sure that the light vodka isn't impacting against my control. This one has definitely got much more of a stark, bright alcohol fire with mild coconut. Definitely doesn't bring out the coconut as much with the Grey Goose. Now there's a fight between the bright vodka flavor and that of the coconut. Not as sweet, not nearly as sweet as the Pinnacle. So you're getting, with this flavor, you're definitely getting a coconut balance around this vodka, but you're losing that sugar, that sweetness, which these guys don't tell you how much they use. So for this specific side-by-side comparison, my big gripe would be, because the Capella drops are sugar-free, if you really want to gain some of that sugar additive, that sugar sweetness, you're really going to need to either add some simple syrup, which is how I would make, when I make my infused coconut rums, I always add a cup of simple syrup to my coconut to really bring out that rich sweetness. So what the Capella drops are doing in this case is they're bringing in that flavor, but they're not bringing in the exact same experiences that you're going to get from a coconut rum off off the races, starting with just these two products, with a rum and a coconut drop. And that's their play. They said no sugar, none of this stuff. So it's unlike a syrup, where if you put coconut syrup in here, you're going to be getting coconut flavors with the syrup, which is going to be very sugary. This is not the same thing. However, adding to a cocktail that calls for a coconut, but also a coconut vodka, but also has, I don't know, pineapple juice or something tropical, since they typically have that, you're going to get some of that initial sweetness out of that, which you won't get drinking it straight. So if you're a drinker of vodka that's flavored, or a rum that's flavored, that is like a cookie dough, espresso, anything like that, I think you're going to find a disappointment, because you're not going to be getting that sugar sweetness that you initially believe you should get. I got two more here. What I wanted to do is I want to try just to mess around here. We have espresso vanilla fusion. This is the Voli. Oops. Let's get a new measuring glass here. I guess I don't really need to measure this one, since it's got the stuff already built into it, but we'll do it anyway. And then we'll do our espresso drops. Just want to see how big of a difference we get out of this. So where is my, let's see, I'm going to stick with, I guess, I'll go with the Voli Light, because this is another Voli Light product. That way you keep the same base. Hard to see my half-ounce marker here. And we're done. Alrighty. Add a little bit of water. We'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, since we're doing a half-ounce, maybe a little bit more. We did this test the other day. My wife, by the way, was not a fan of the espresso. The face said it all. It was not what she had expected. And the coffee vodka, I don't know, you have to really, I don't mind it, but you have to really like a coffee to really want to go with the coffee vodka. But you're not getting coffee. It's a different experience. It will apply well into a drink that requires some sort of coffee essence, but by itself, you're not drinking coffee, you're drinking a vodka with coffee-like flavors. It's not the same thing as drinking coffee. This one, with the drops, you get much more coffee bean. This one you get a hint of coffee bean, cardboardy thing. This one you're getting much more French roast style bean, like dark bean action. See, this has a different play. This one reminds me more of Starbucks. This one reminds me more of a hint of coffee, but no real specific brand. This has got much more roasted appeal to it, which may or may not be fascinating to you. But at the same time, I could be convinced that this was the original product. It's got the aromas, it's got the flavor. Again, if you're not huge, I don't think, if my wife was to taste this, she's not here right now, but I don't think she's going to like either of them personally, because it's still a espresso flavored vodka. But at the end of the day, few key takeaways. If you're looking to maybe build different cocktails with different flavors, but you cannot go out and buy 5 or 6 different flavored vodkas from Pinnacle or 3 Olives or whatnot, you should check out CapellaFlavors.com to see if they have flavors that maybe will work for you better, keeping in mind that there is no sugar, so you're not going to get that added benefit drinking it straight out of the glass. You're probably going to want to bring in a simple syrup or whatever your favorite sweetener is, an agave nectar, to be able to really experience it as if you were to experience a flavored vodka or a flavored rum. I also would say give it a try in rum too, to see what some of those differences are. My goal with this is to make some new cocktails in specific for Capella for a few reasons. It's good exposure for me. It helps Capella with some recipes, and I get a little more experience into what exactly you can do with these flavor drops. A few other things that I picked up, a little spill there. I put some stuff on my sticky here. I'm trying to make sure I covered everything. Oh, because we're reviewing it, what Capella had done is they sent us a 10% off code. So if you do go to capellaflavors.com and you buy something, they're not sponsoring, but they were nice enough to give us, since we're going to be presenting these to viewers over the next few weeks with different recipes, if you do want to go out and do a sample and get 5 different flavors and experiment with them, save 10%, use everyday10 as your coupon code. Plus, if you spend $20 or more, then they're going to give you 10% off anyway. So this is in addition to whatever coupons they happen to have on their website. And hopefully that'll give you guys, because I got requests saying, we want to know how this works. We want to know what the differences are. Maybe people are looking to save money, or you guys are cocktail enthusiasts. You want to know what's out there and what you can play with. Here is something new to add to your arsenal. I'd say it will not substitute completely for the experiences of a flavored vodka or flavored rum, but we're looking for ways to append into our cool dictionary of awesome options, not necessarily replace. But in a pinch, you want to make a peanut butter flavored cocktail, boom, that's done for you. So hope you guys found that interesting. I sure did, because this was my first time experimenting with it. So time to go maybe experiment a little bit more. Have a good day. We're teaching you how to drink. Oh wait, no. Question of the day. Do you have a problem financially or otherwise with purchasing a whole lineup of what flavors you really want in your vodkas or rums? You see them all at the store, you're like, oh, I really want that, I really want that, I really want that. Has that become a barrier for you? There's just too many options out there? Or you just buy anything you see and worry about it later? That's the question. Now we're teaching you how to drink. Well, we were teaching you before, but we're doing it again. And we'll do it tomorrow.